Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have finished the shorts. Now, if you want to learn how to make these shorts, I did not sew them whatsoever, so all you people that cannot sew out there, or that are just terrified of sewing, you're good to go, because all I used was fabric glue, believe it or not, and it has held up all day long. Now, here's what you're going to need. Now get out your scrap sheet of paper and your model shorts and put them onto the paper. This is where you're going to need the helping hand. It's best if somebody else is helping you because it's easier to stretch it to where you need it to be. Make sure you copy the front and back, then just cut it out. Now use your light marker and trace the piece of paper over the fabric. Now remember that you want your shiny side facing down, so make sure that on some of them it'll have to be opposite. On the back I didn't have an issue with, the front I kind of did, so be sure to keep an eye out for that it's going to match up exactly where you need it to be. And then next you're going to get the cardboard flap that I told you about earlier, and you're going to put it in the shorts. This helps you stretch it out, and the duct tapes also help stretch it out in case you don't have somebody there helping you. So all you do is that, and then line up the fabric to it, and then start gluing away. Another thing I wanted to add is that this is material that didn't originally stretch, so if you had spandex you could totally skip this stuff and just glue away. Just make sure you cut an extra inch after your tracing line before you actually glue it onto the actual piece of fabric. And another tip that I would suggest here is that be sure to stretch it while you are gluing it on there. It will help so much better, and you're gonna have extra fabric at the bottom, but don't worry, we will get to that later. Be sure to not glue the crotch just yet. All you want to do is just mainly the leg and front area, or the back, whichever side you decide to do first. Leave the crotch area completely open because you're going to be using that fabric later. When you go to connect the red pieces on the side, if you turn the fabric a little bit to where it shows the other red, it'll match up and it'll make it look like an actual seam. It'll look like you've actually sewn it. So that is a very good tip and another thing to keep an eye out for. Also be very careful with this glue. It is hot and I did burn myself a little bit here and there. So if you rather just use like a pair of scissors to scrape over it or something like that, I'm used to it, so it doesn't bother me. But just to warn you, it does actually hurt, so just be very careful with a glue gun. Now just rinse and repeat and do the same on the blue side. Another thing you can do is, if you want, you can put fabric over the elastic. I decided not to because I wanted to keep the elasticity of the shorts. That way I can make sure it bends and stretches with me. But if you did want to add some fabric there, all you have to do is just measure it out, of course, and then do about 2 inches out after you measure it onto the thing. And all you do is just cut that piece out, and then I'm going to show you later how to hem the seam lines later. So you just do the same method there. Just be sure that you leave 2 extra, because since this is elastic, you want it to be able to stretch. Again, that's completely optional if you want to do it more that way. I just left it alone, in my opinion, but it's all up to you guys. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that when you go to cut it out, for me, I cut against the line. If you're going to do spandex, cut outside of the line. Now here comes the fun part. Remember that extra fabric you had around the crotch that was just sticking out? You're going to cut that off in a straight line, and then you're just going to glue it onto the crotch and line it up the best you can. And remember that it's got to be half and half, so you're going to use all of that that's left right there, and just continue gluing until it's all patted down. Now to create the hem, just glue in a straight line or in small little pieces, and then fold over that extra fabric, and this will help keep your shorts in line, but it'll also make it look like it has been sewn on there, so it looks more professional than a cut jagged edge. And be sure you do that all the way around on the red and the blue side around the legs, and you're done. How you make it. It's not too complicated. It's a little bit at first, but once you put the shorts on, it feels fantastic. And see, I still got room to move around in, and it's not that bad to move. So that is how you create the shorts. And here's a closer look at them in the back with the belt on and everything. And this is what we're up to. Next, I plan on working on these shoes. So tune in next time, and you will see the whole shoe completely covered, and then that will be the base of the outfit. Thank you, and hit like and subscribe.